Hi, and welcome to Style Thoughts by Rita, and to this video, which is a discussion of how to dress for your waist. As you may have noticed, what should I do about my waist? It's kind of a go-to concern for most people when discovering the Kibbe system and like in the comments on many of my videos, so I wanted to just address it. So it's just trivially true that when we look around us, we see women of all different shapes and sizes and with just a different prominence of curves. And we can go into a long discussion about whether we're socialized to be obsessed with women's waists or whether there is some evolutionary biological aspect to emphasizing the women's waist, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say that beauty standards over the last 100 years favor all different types of bodies with more or less prominent curves, longer or shorter shaped body. And the body shape preferences differ not just across time, but across all societies. So at the same time, a tiny waist and this round thing in your face is a bit of a beauty standard of our time. So it's natural that we as women are very focused on our waist in dressing. And no matter your Kibbe Image ID, you have your own relationship to your waist, your hips, your boobs, and how your body looks in certain outfits. And just because you find out your image ID doesn't mean those ideas somehow go away. So, does my waist matter for my outfits? Yes. Your waist is a part of your body and it will always be a part of your head to toe silhouette. So it doesn't matter what image ID you are. The fact that you have a set of curves that is more or less prominent will always be a part of your body and it should always be honored in the full head to toe picture. Look at these 5 beautiful Hollywood famous ladies. They all have a waist, and their waist is a part of their look, even whether they belong to an image ID that should kind of accommodate the curve or has yin, or to the one that does not. In fact, I think if you showed this picture to somebody who was not a Kibbe enthusiast, I don't think that person would necessarily be like, oh yeah, this person should absolutely dress for their curves and this person shouldn't. So the real question, I think, in the Kibbeverse is whether your waist is something you need to explicitly take into account when you choose your clothes. So do I need to accommodate my waist, is how David phrases it when I was reading his content. And the answer to that depends on your image ID, your Kibbe type, as some people say. So if you are a dramatic, flamboyant natural, dramatic classic, or flamboyant gamine, that means you don't need to explicitly accommodate the curve. And it's natural that one gets kind of a complete panic feeling if you find out that your most probable image ID is not meant to dress for curves, because you're just attached to that concept. Perhaps also you just stumble on these guides online which suggest that if you're a natural or dramatic, you should hide your shape completely in a lumpy, just sack. Maybe you imagine the rest of your life will be lived in these types of garments. And it's not a surprise that you might feel unhappy being sentenced to a life of giant shapeless bags that hide your body. But I have great news for you. You don't have to hide your waist for the rest of your life. It's just that if you're dressing according to your image ID, you can wear outfits which don't show your waist at all, and you might look squeezed by outfits which have the waist as the focal visual point. But what really matters is everything that's going on otherwise in your outfit and not really the waist itself. So you can celebrate your curves as part of your head to toe look, but your waist just should not be the focal point of your outfit. So look at Julia Roberts. She's a Kibbe verified flamboyant natural. In this all red outfit, she is just I think really shining. She's really rocking her vertical. Her waist is quite hidden here. In fact, her curves are really hidden away, but I think she looks amazing in this picture. And now we see her in this dress where the waist is really the focal point. I think she still looks amazing, but also her arms kind of pop out from her body, so her frame looks a bit like, I don't know, just a bit extra. And even though her waist looks amazing, like damn, her head to toe look, I think, is just like a little bit awkward. I mean, again, you know, super rich lady in famous clothes here, but still. But in the middle, we have Julia showing her waist. You know, she has even, some might say, waist emphasis, but it's not squeezy and it flows with the outfit. Her vertical is present. There's space for her, like the blunt, the frame of the Flamboyant Natural. So the point of the outfit isn't the waist, but you know, she has a waist and she's showing it off. So look at all these fabulous red carpet looks, and you can see how the waist is part of the overall shape and it's not hidden at all. In fact, there's, you know, some attention to it with a little belt or a print or something like that. And in fact, even though we have flamboyant natural and dramatic celebrities, their waist is a big part of the picture. And they look amazing. But we don't only have to look at ball gowns to see this. Here we have 4 women with different image IDs and different dress styles, and you can see they are all wearing outfits which have some sort of waist detailing. It's like an explicit waist or body just like following their curves. And the point I'm trying to make is with this picture is that none of these women would say, oh, I have to hide my waist, but their outfits are not really built around the waist element either. But each woman is kind of accommodating what she needs. You know, Flamboyant Gamine has this mixture of opposites with a tight top and this poofy bottom. The dramatic, she has a long and sleek look. The Flamboyant Natural, she has this like freedom and this like built-in horizontal for her shoulders and this vertical. And the dramatic classic lady has a very balanced look and very symmetrical with a bit of elongation and a bit of sharpness. Here we have some women wearing outfits which even have an explicit break or emphasis at the waist. And maybe you don't like these specific outfits, but I'm just trying to show examples. I think having one color definitely helps the outfits maintain the vertical line despite having explicit waist detail. But I don't think that's like an absolute rule. I think it's like if the colors are related to each other, I think that already does a lot of this vertical line. Here are some more examples of outfits which just follow the shape. These outfits are showing the women's natural curves without kind of like squeezing them in or taking away from the thing each woman is meant to be like accommodating in her Kibbe type. And here's some more outfits with different types of waist emphasis or detail. And yeah, I'm just trying to show you kind of like what's possible, how like just my main point here is that none of these women would feel like, oh, my waist needs to be hidden or my curves can't be represented. But it's at the same time, they're not trying to build their whole look around just making sure that their curves are the focus or that their outfit really needs to follow the line of their curves in order to look put together. So, to yang dominant women everywhere, I say you are no longer in chains of having to wear only shapeless sacks. Just remember your waist should look like a natural part of your head to toe rather than the focus. That's what David told me as a flamboyant natural. I think it extends to the other image IDs. And now over to you, my wonderful curve dominant sisters. If you are in this category, you should accommodate the curve. And so that's self-dramatic, self-natural, self-classic, self-gamine, romantic, theatrical, romantic. And yang dominant women, or like women who don't have to accommodate curve might envy you, but perhaps you're not super excited about this. When we get to these IDs, an image search usually produces like this parade of fancy dresses, ruching lace, ruffles, formal wear, all kinds of things that can feel a bit stifling, just reductive. Are you destined to live the rest of your life in corset-like attire and, you know, cocktail gowns? Fear not, my sweet curve-dominant friends, you can find freedom also. So look, in the Kibbe system, your shape should contain some sort of visual curve. But there are so many ways to achieve this without jumping into a corset or a huge belt. It doesn't mean your curves need to be like exaggerated and you have to be like packed in there. It just means that you want to celebrate your curves by using them to structure your overall look, not necessarily this super dramatic waist emphasis that might be intuitive. So let's look at Mila Kunis, classic TR example. Here she's wearing some loose dresses where her curves are not structuring the outfit. And obviously she's beautiful, blah, blah, but these are not, I think, like her best looks. Here we have Mila in this, theatrical romantic dream. She has this really prominent waist. It's like very low cut. It's very like lacy and drapey and soft on her figure, and she looks amazing. But here in the middle, she also looks amazing, even though the dress is not squeezing her and the waist is not kind of like the main place your eye goes, but just the way the dress fits her body is showcasing her curves, so it's a beautiful head to toe look for her. So yes, like if you're a woman who has this visual curve, it looks phenomenal for you to create this visual focus on the waist. Here I have 3 soft dramatic women with different outfits where the waist is a focal point. But of course, since they are soft dramatics, it's not just the waist, but the vertical aspect of their outfit. And I think that's really beautiful. Waist emphasis in formal dresses just can be achieved in many ways. The fit of the fabric, just the way the garment actually follows the curves of the body and supports the curves. I mean, I actually think that the women in the first half of the video could easily wear many of these dresses, but the effect, of course, would be different, and that's the point. So, okay, women who have a curve dominant shape look amazing when they allow their clothes to follow their curve, but does that mean, Christina, she can never wear jeans and a shirt, but she must always wear a belted dress? No, I don't think that's what it means. So here we have 3 women who I think are really working with their curves. So Grace on the left, she has a belt. She also has this break in the color. She has the tapered shape on her blouse, so it's really following her waist. Her pants really hugging her hips. So the outfit is really accommodating her curve. Lupita is, modern impression. I mean, I think she's a soft classic, but whatever. She could be something else. But whatever she is, she has this break between her top and her pants. And again, the top is like fitting her closely. And the way the outfit, the colors, and the shapes flow just encourages your eye to follow that curve. Or Julianne, just wearing a quite simple outfit, just basically tight clothes, where it's really like following her outfit. She has a little bit of a break there at the waist too. So it's just all about like allowing the eye to follow the curve and your curve being honored by the overall outfit shape. So here are some more even subtle examples where you can just see that it's the texture of the outfits, the shape of the clothes, the tailoring that allows the curves to be a visual focus without being like bam in your face, like look at this, big belt and super tight clothes I have. But you can just like see that the curviness and the waist is there. Here's some more creative ways we can see waist playing a role. So on the very left, we have Camila, who I think is a TR, but whatever. We can see how she has the belt, it's the folded over pants, the shirt is tucked in. So again, just really like following the curves while playing a bit with the shape. Mila is wearing a very loose garment, but because it's so soft and drapey, and you have this belt also at the waist, so you can see like her body suggested, so it's still like honoring her curves. Jada has this really theatrical outfit I wanted to include, which of course like catches the eye, but it's not really like creating a super curvy look either. And Lupita here in this outfit is bringing the vision to the waist just because the jacket cuts off at this kind of higher point, so it's really bringing the attention there in this very subtle way. Just some more examples. So from Susan on the right, she's like really emphasizing her waist. To Salma on the left with kind of no traditional waist emphasis, but you can see how the women's figures are not lost in the outfits because the outfit is still built around their shape. And even though it's not tight, not trying to just show their figure as tightly as possible. The thing to remember is, of course, women are all different. So Sophia and Rachel on the left have long vertical and a curve. So if they want to like wear a loose shirt and skip any waist emphasis, then they look great with that because their vertical line is visible and their curve is like suggested with their jeans and the way they tuck their shirt in really low. For Octavia and Reese, what they're doing is bringing like the contrast in shape and color and these kind of details, touches, this animation, so that their unique beauty is shining through again without like, this bringing it in really tight on the waist. So that's it. I hope this video helped you feel like you're neither sentenced to a life of shapeless bags, nor to a life of wearing super tight and formal dresses. And thank you so much for watching. I'd really love to hear what you think.